Hi, my name's Daniel. I'm here at GovHack on the Sunshine Coast. It's where I live now after having travelled many years around the world. One other thing I found when I was travelling is that I knew where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do when I got there, but where you ended up staying was generally driven by price. Sometimes what you found is that the cheaper places weren't actually near any of the things that you wanted to do, and the problem was that you didn't know where the things were that you wanted to do because that data just wasn't available, or if it was available, it was very, very dispersed. A lot of the information that's now being made available to us through the open data projects that the governments are offering is we can now put that data on a map. What I intended to do with the Where2 project was to actually then take a user's preferences for that particular data and put that into a visual representation so they had a better idea of where the things they wanted to do were in location to that particular city. The old way of finding accommodation was to go to our good friend Google, go to an accommodation location service such as TripAdvisor, and then we put in our location we wish to visit. In this case, we're going to choose hotels. We're going to see a basic list. We then choose things such as our price constraints and our features and services that we want available. In the future, what we would really like to see are some user-driven preferences. What do you want to do when you get here? Fill out a simple form and we'll give you a much better visualization of where you should be staying. Now, the government's got a lot of data about a lot of features of facilities available on the coast, but when we add it to our preferences, we get a better visual map of where we should be staying. If we zoom in, we can see that there's a lot of different points of interest along the beach. However, when we add my preferences from the form I filled out, you can see that I should be staying at Cotton Tree. Once I've found this information, I can then search for accommodation providers on Cotton Tree. Then I can get those details and, using the power of Google, get directions to those places. Generating the data wasn't too hard because we have all the data sets available. We take the results and we get all of our data from our open data project. Unfortunately, some of them were a little bit blank, but for the most part we had plenty of locations that we could use. Then we brought it all in together, mashed it up with the responses from the form and created our map. Any real estate agent will tell you it's location, location, location that matters. Sometimes it's proximity that matters as well. You might be near the beach, but can you get to the beach? You might be near a park, but is there a barbecue, and are there nearby shops where you can go and buy some food or do some shopping? So as you can see, proximity is actually a very important thing when it comes to choosing a location of where you wish to stay on holidays. The biggest reason being that people who have a good experience whilst they're away tend to go back to the same locations. The more people that come back to the Sunshine Coast, the more revenue that comes into our economy, and that's true for any city around the world.